Good afternoon again, everyone. Well, evening. Welcome back to Northwest Native Tracker, the channel that explores Bigfoot ground spoor and native lore. I want you to pay close attention to this particular location, and it's because it's a very well hidden marker. And that last video I just posted had the inclination of this marker. Now you can see the marker. Say a cross with a cross, an X with a cross. Karma, eyesight, baby. So this is a medicine person, and he teaches young adolescent Bigfoot and dogmen how to hunt with tools and how to make tools. I love his marker. And his front door's got a beautiful little arch to it. So this is as far as you can go before you have to announce yourself. Karma! Come here, baby girl. Get your rear end up here. Good girl. So this is where I stop. Clear my throat. Cough. Oh-ho! Show my hand so they know. That's the proper way of saying hello when you're going into a territory that they run. And this guy also has a fire mark. So he also teaches how to make fire. Come on, baby girl, let's go down. This trail is pretty steep. I'll show you as you're coming into the little stream down here. More like a river. Very, very ancient bedrock down here. Yeah, somebody's been building fire down there and moving some really large stones around. Interesting. Doggo. These have been down for years. They came down in the 80s. A little bit of rotten wood. Looks like an old tool. Really old one. Don't mind the trip mess. Be careful. It's a real fun slide if you miss your footing down here. Earlier this spring, that was a sit. You can still see the remnants. And it looks like he's got his markers out. So this guy is Snake Clan. That's why he has this. Looks like a Y stick, but it's got a crook to it. Heart. Tool class about to take place. Shows how to make cutters. This one's really nice. Looks like this juvenile did a really good job. It's got a clean edge. Beautiful back. Fits your hand really nicely. So that's how I walk into an area cold. This is a much larger tool, potentially. So let's see what kind of thing's going on down here this time. Well, that's new. There are also some petrified tracks in this particular area. A bunch of old dog tracks. There's some walking tracks. All the bedrock in this valley has a lot of that going on in it. Yeah, one heck of a big marker here. Looks like some talk about material needed for making a fire. Oh, wow. And then there's that. It's a good sized marker. About 20 inches long, foot or so high. Yeah, another structure. That one was made earlier this spring. Looks like they've added to it again. Got a huge marker for person, man. Looks like it was used as a snap stick as well. Wow, so sometimes there's a structure down there too. But let's walk up a bit first. Now that's not coyote dung, nor is that bear dung. It's got a lot of fur in it, and that looks a lot like what Jen Jen's dung used to look like. Well, that's potential Bigfoot poo. Huh. Alright. So let's go over, take a look at this one. See if there are any pigment grinding going on here, because sometimes there's pigment grinding that goes on back up here. Dog goes over grazing. Are you being a cow? Are you grazing, baby? That's some more suggestive. Huh. There's a ancient dino track. There are a couple of those here. I think there's a track way further down. It's got like 6 tracks in a row. So here's what's going on with this structure. Teacher spot. Sits around. The really interesting thing is when you look at where teacher sits, and then you look back at where the students sit. They have a pair of rock shelves to sit on, just like they're sitting in an amphitheater or classroom. And then you have this big bowl area where they do a lot of tool napping and pigment grinding when there's ceremony, like rite of passage going on. So let's take a look at all the shale that's been broke out over here. Looks like a variety of potentials. Wow, some of these are pretty good for just little chip tools. Now this is Olawan style chipping, meaning you just 1 or 2 strikes, you make a tool. Maybe, oh, did they feed you again? Did you get a treat again? You disappeared. I know you beg off of these people. It's like my dog just got a treat. So this is some of the chipping that goes on. Oh, that's a pretty nice piece. It's got that bifacial snap on the back. Single strike snap on the front. 1 for the back. This L-shape, whoa, this L-shaped block cut. Very common with Bigfoot tools. Looks like there might have been a class on making axes, not just hand axes. This one's a nice piece. So they allow the young ones to use softer materials so you don't break your wrist bones while you're learning to nap. If you nap material that is too hard while you are still too young, you'll damage the bones in your wrist. So Bigfoot gets around that by using softer material to teach their little ones. And there was a tap from up above, a pair of rocks. Aha, Nidaba! Wow. Wow, and this piece must have incited a story. Alright. So let's take a look at this. Hi, lizard. I'll leave you alone. My bad, I didn't mean to disturb you. Sorry, guy. You're really tiny. Yeah, you're really tiny. Let me not set that on you. Alright, guy. There you go. Alright. So this is a nice looking potential tool. But this piece is what's unique. The reason why this piece is unique is because it's got a piece of petrified charcoal in it. So, ancient forest fire. And it might have been seen as something special because of the kanji shape to it. Very interesting. That or somebody wrote on this stone. That's also a possibility. Oh, no, it's writing. My bad. So, you got a brush stroke, brush stroke, brush stroke, and this lower brush stroke. Looks like they used charcoal. It looks like it went through the last rain. So, yeah, let me clean that off a little bit, make it a little more noticeable. Looks like these guys write on stone too. Not uncommon. Let me put it back roughly where I found it. Doggo, where'd you go? Doggo! Oh, there you are. What you got? You get a piece of fish? What'd you catch this time? Let me see that. I don't know what it is. What did you get? Oh, you fished yourself a crawdad. Hell, if you really want to eat a crawdad head. Alright, let's go explore, baby. Come on, doggo. Sorry for screaming at her. And being loud in here, I should have pulled the phone away a bit. And just down from the tools, there's a little bit of, looks like talking about marriage. You stone your heart, and you make a heart of stone against all invaders into your bed. That way you stay faithful to your mate. They have a very high moral standard about that sort of thing. Doesn't look like a whole lot's been going on back here, other than people in the area. Yeah, I'm not seeing a whole lot down here. Except another little bit of potential stuff. Alright, baby, let's walk back the other way. It's beautiful down here, by the way. Now, wait a ding-dang second. Oh, let me see if I can get that to clarify. Where are you sitting, buddy? Oh, come on. There you are. So, either that's something hanging on a pole, or that's maybe something sitting there. Interesting. Oh. What's going on? I have to turn this back down. Yeah, no, it looks like it's moving. Let me see if I can stabilize my hand a little bit better. Yeah, I see one sitting over there a lot. Let's see if I can get a better picture of him. There's that little black speck there. That's part of why I want a Sorry, been digging in the dirt. Huh. Looks like he's a runner with a stick. Well, anyway, let's go back. He's seen me, I've seen him. Probably gonna tattle on me. They always do. Yeah, he commonly sits over there at dusk. He's about 6 foot tall, but he's a juvenile. Let's go down and take a look at this last little structure. Oh, and another, it looks like a few potential practice pieces. That looks like a drill. Another bifacial. So they're learning how to make angles, take edges. And like I said, there's a lot of track evidence in the like just about everywhere in this valley. When you start looking at bedrock, there's a ton of ancient tracks. There's a there's Bigfoot track from way back. This guy was pretty good sized. Looks like he stepped over the track of a dino. There's a bit of a dino track here. And then you have what looks like an Oma track, juvenile track right there. I think this bedrock's around 140, 135 million years old in this area. I don't know, I'll have to look it up. So let's examine this. And then we're going to go on down to the far end, because sometimes there's some evidence down there as well. Looks like they've been chipping a lot of stuff out of the bedrock here today. Well, not today, but recently. There's another potential old tow run track, but it's really huge. That funny dino track again. I think this is where the trackway is. Yeah, there's one there. Track there about 6 foot away. Yeah, this could be either. Awful lot of tool making though for. Although, you know, people in this valley, we have a tendency to utilize the same places. Alright. Yeah, a lot of stuff getting broken out. Yeah, this is where I usually find all the really nicely napped stuffs down on this end. You have usually some really interesting shaped pieces down here. And occasionally, there'll be one more structure down in this area. Yeah, this year they're just doing a little dip over branch, looks like. Usually there's a structure sitting in here instead of just a branch. But, you know, branch is simple and it provides you line of sight blockage. Marker. And looks like a painted on rock. That's unique. Right. Now, this is usually about as far as I can get down here. So anyway, that's the end of this trail, except for going that way where the runner's stick is. Now I think I'm going to stop this here. And try to lighten this up some. We'll do an overall view. There's one sitting right there. Oh, that's right. I see. It looks like feet right there. I'm washing it out on purpose. This is kind of an experiment run for me. That's way too bright. Sorry about that, guys. Kind of wondering if that guy's moved down there. Usually by the time I come back from this area, the runner down there is already taken off. Wonder if I can see him from this distance anywhere. Yeah, he looks like he's still sitting there. You get a lot of knocks, taps and stuff from back down in there. So just an overall look at the area. And that spot. I think I see a potential another one sitting. Let me get out here, see if I can get a... Yeah, it still looks like paws potentially right there. I'll have to look at the still later. That little dark spot right there to me looks like a pair of paws up underneath, or hands or something, up underneath the bush line. Oh, and this is very classic Dogman. Dogman like really, really sharp looking tools. So, they love to do these angular breaks. I like doing pyramid breaks, angular breaks. I think it might be a cultural thing with them. Not real sure. Put that back the way I found it. Now I'm going to end this with Doggo here on the shoreline. Hope you enjoyed this little potential walk. This is another one of the areas my mother showed me. She was telling me lore. There's one of those big sets of tracks. This was, God, I think Mom said this one was a freaking cat. If I remember right, she said it was a saber. Real wide track set on it. Sorry, I was pointing up the wrong way. You can still see the toe shape. Back of the paw. The side's worn away a bit. You see this sort of thing in all the bedrock around this alley. Our history is still here. We just have to learn to track it. Nope, looks like he's gone now. I don't see him down there. Now it looks like he's moved closer to the water and further down, maybe. Looks like he's right there. Let's see if I can. Looks like the head placement moved about 40 feet. Yeah, no, he's not sitting there where he was. Yeah, he does that to me every freaking time. Comes out, takes a look at me. Yep, he's gone. And then he disappears. So whenever you walk into an area, you're being watched 100% of the time. If you know where to look for the juvenile that's playing guard duty, you'll be able to find him. Especially if you've announced yourself, because he'll sit in the open. Yeah, he's gone now. He's not there anymore. Because he was sitting right there. Well, guess it wasn't a shirt hanging on a stick. Anyhow, thought you'd like to see that. Sorry for the length of this. Hope you appreciate this. Thank you so much. This is another odd thing you see down here a lot. So sometimes you'll see human and Bigfoot behavior side by side. They look almost identical. I guess because we act and think so much alike. Anyway, thank you for subscribing. Thank you for liking my content. And thank you for sharing. So this is a little bit of the other side. I get a lot of knocks, interactions from here. Karma likes to disappear up that pathway. And then she likes to disappear up that hole. And back up the pathway up there. And she gets fed everywhere. Anyway, I'm gonna head back up. Hey doggo, you about ready? Thank you for participating in my channel. I really appreciate y'all. Hope you guys have a great Labor Day weekend. And we'll talk later.